Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of your Nashville Predators Franchise Mode. This episode, we're continuing with the simulation in year number 2. We just completed the year 1 off season, made some good moves. We upgraded our team a little bit. As you can see, we have good chemistry on the second line. The defense is looking pretty solid, and goaltending as well. So I'm pretty excited with this. We got a +5 on the first line, +2 on the second line. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this team. We might not do as well as you might expect in the playoffs despite our chemistry, but I'm pretty excited for this team. I am recording this after the fact. Once again, this is the stream where my audio just completely cut out. So I'm recording over the stream. So basically I'm watching the stream after the fact and just recording some audio here. I don't know why I paused for so long at this point in time. Maybe I was having a nice discussion. Who knows? Who knows what's going through my mind? But let's get started with the simulation here. We're going to go up to December, take a nice little pause on New Year's Eve, and assess the team here. So I'm going to take off the trading block, unless I'm accepting this trade. Okay, I accepted the trade. Simply because Lucas Pisa was in the minors anyway, we weren't going to use him. And we might as well just put a prospect on there instead. So we get Adam Smith in there, or Carrier. Yeah, Carrier is much better. So we put Carrier in there. Might as well use him, right? So we make that trade. Borowiecki also being offered to us in a deal here, so we give him up. Once again, he was on the third pairing in the AHL. Weren't going to use him. Might as well get something for him. I think we got the equivalent of like a 4th round pick or something for him. Nothing crazy, but better than nothing, right? We're going to keep Hjalmarsson down there. It kind of sucks that we're wasting Hjalmarsson in that way, but there's nothing much we can do about it. So we're going to start with the simulation here. We do pretty well in the preseason. We had a winning record, so it's always a good sign. It's always a positive sign if you have a winning record in the preseason. Obviously, if you go 0-6 in the preseason, you're probably going to be a pretty bad team. But obviously, a winning record is a good sign there. So a decent start, 5-3. Ooh, we're being offered a second-round pick for Hjalmarsson. I think I'm taking him off the block, yeah. And the reason why I'm not accepting that second-round pick straight up is because it'd be a little unfair. You know, I signed Hjalmarsson out of free agency, and then trading him right away for a second-round pick's a little cheap in my opinion. So I'm just going to wait out at least till the deadline. And then hopefully I remember to trade him. I don't remember if I do. I don't recall if I remember to trade him or not in the stream, but hopefully I remember. And we'll move him at the deadline to make it a bit more fair. So 9-9, not a great start. We're basically a 500 team right now, but there you go. 4 wins in a row really helps for the record. Look much better, at least at the start of the year. We haven't played many games yet, but we're looking like a pretty average team. I mean, which is to be expected. The league is very boosted at this point in time. I think I've done like half the league at least in this GM mode competition series that I'm doing. So a lot of teams have these boosted players at this point. Not many teams in the West, if I'm being honest. I know we've done the Wild already, but haven't done as many Western teams as I have done Eastern teams. So I'm doing a New York Islanders franchise mode. I'm doing a Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode right now. And technically, at the time that I'm recording this, the Montreal Canadiens series had not ended yet. So I'm doing a lot of Eastern Conference teams. So the Eastern Conference is completely stacked. So, you know, it's hard to win with Montreal. It's hard to win with Pittsburgh. It's hard to win with New York because all the other teams are so stacked in the East because I've done so many of them. But so far, the team's not looking too bad. 35 wins. Quick math here, 73 points. Yep, nailed it. 73 points going into the deadline. The first line's doing fine. Philip Forsberg, I expect a bit better out of. The second line's just absolutely killing it. Love to see that. Third line. Okay, come on, Mike. Show the third line. Oh, I'm obsessing over Cody Glass here. I have a slight obsession with him, I think, in this franchise mode, but that's okay. He's a good player. A future star for us there on the second line. Third line, Foligno's doing fine. Kunin's doing really well. Fourth line, not bad, other than Patrick Maroon. I don't know why just Patrick Maroon is struggling, but whatever. Defensively, the first unit's doing okay. Second and third units are doing quite well. And then goaltending-wise, UC Saros is doing okay, but Jeremy Swayman's killing it. So that's good to see. No one's scratched, obviously. Not really concerned with the AHL right now. We're really focused on the NHL squad. We're at the trade deadline, so we're probably going to look to see if there's anybody available to us here. I might not make any moves. The AHL squad's doing quite well as well. I might not make any moves, though, because I am really content with a growth year. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That makes a lot of sense here. We're not really in a position to just push for a cup right away. We're not really one of those teams yet. We need our young players to grow. So this is more of a growth year, right? We're looking for good team success. We're going to boost the overalls going into next year. Caden Primo traded out of Montreal for Thomas Hertl. 2 firsts and Ryan Suzuki for John Klingberg. Damn. Dallas making moves. Carolina making moves. Nice to see. It's a big trade. Oh my god. Okay, the Islanders. A first and Saron Noel they acquire. And wow, they got rid of Pulock. Interesting. Sean Couturier for Anton Lundell. Okay. Big move by Philly. Philly's rebuilding. Ryan Ellis. That move had not happened yet. When I was recording the Nashville series, like when I started my Nashville series, that move had not happened yet, so it wasn't in the rosters. So clearly, I forgot to trade Hjalmarsson, which is fine because it would have been a little unfair if I just kept the guy. I signed the guy for agency, play him in the minors, and then trade him at the deadline. It's a little cheap to get that second round pick, so I'm okay with not trading him. 40. Okay, we're at 40 wins at least, so we're in a wild card spot here. We really need to win every game at this point. We kind of dropped off. We were doing really well. We were second in our division at one point, and then we just kind of dropped. So looking at our points, I think we clinched. Yeah, we clinched, so I don't have to worry too much. But not a great end of the season. We get that first place wild card spot. We managed to clinch that first place wild card spot, so that's really clutch. For those of you that don't know, that allows us to move over and play against the lesser of the high-end teams. So we're going to be against Vegas instead of Chicago, which is huge. Vegas only had, 7 more points than us? Where Chicago had, 15, 27 more points than us. So, I think we're, 27's a lot. 22 more points than us, which is a lot more than 7, right? So we're much closer to Vegas than we are to Chicago. So I'm much happier with that. So here we go. We looked at the point totals on the season. We're looking pretty good. I'm going to look at the contracts quickly, see if there's anybody I can re-sign right away. No one wants to re-sign for some reason. Tolvanen wants a huge deal. I'm probably going to wait on him. Yeah, I'm going to wait on him because that's a huge deal. Cody Glass, though, also going to wait on him. That's a huge deal. That's a huge contract as well. We're going to wait. Ryan Getzlaf is probably going to be pretty nice to us. Yeah, so I'm going to make that deal right away. Yeah, perfect. I give him what he wants because that's a pretty nice deal. Calle Jarnkrok, hopefully a team-friendly deal. Yeah, that's not so bad. I give him 5.3 a year or something like that. 5.6 for 4 years. Okay, that's smart. That's smart. One less year, a bit more money. That's fine by me. Luke Kunin, great third-line center for us. Definitely going to sign that contract. $2.8 million for 3 years is a beautiful contract for him. Nick Foligno, not too concerned with. Josh Hosang, we're probably going to look to call him up next year, so I'll give him a... No, don't be dumb. 2 years. There you go. I thought I was going to give him an 8-year deal. Noah Juleson, same deal. Let's give him a contract. It's a bit much. So I'm just kind of looking at the players I can re-sign for cheap now, and then instead of having to wait for the re-sign phase, because if you wait till the re-sign phase, you're stuck. You know what I mean? You have to sign them then, and you might not know what you have, right? You might not know how much money you have to re-sign everybody until you get there. Then you're screwed once you get there. But here, by doing it this way, I'm doing it ahead of time. I know how much money I have left, and I have the option to trade someone who I've extended at the draft. So it's a much smarter move by doing this like that. If that makes sense. Maybe I explained that terribly, but that's the reasoning at least behind my moves there. So looking at this, all of them accepted, so that's great. We're going to go look at Vegas's lines, I think, or we're going to look at the season stats. Season stats first. Okay. So looking at the season stats, Chicago obviously is first in our division, and Vegas is first in theirs, but it's much closer to us than we are to Chicago. Chicago is first in the league. A lot of Eastern Conference teams, as usual, at the top there. We finished 13th, so we weren't too bad. Goals for per game, we weren't great. We were middle. Yeah, middle of the pack, if not lower half. Goals against per game, I think, is where we were really good. Yeah, third in the league. So we didn't score a lot of goals, but we kept the puck out of the net, which is really good. Which is kind of true to what Nashville does in real life. They don't really score that much, but they're really good defensively. So that makes a lot of sense there. 78%. Okay, not bad. Okay. I think before I said the Ryan Ellis deal hadn't happened yet. It did happen because he was traded out of Philly. I don't know why. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But Calle Jarnkrok led our team in points. Good for him. 76 points. But like I said before, we don't really have anybody at a point per game. Calle Jarnkrok's close, but no. Oh my God, I forgot they got David Krejci, man. Chicago's stacked in this franchise mode. They got David Krejci, Patrick Kane, and what's his name, DeBrincat. So I don't know why DeBrincat's not showing up for them. But oh my God, David Krejci had an assist per game. My goodness gracious. Where's the Brinkat at? Where's the cat? Kirill Kaprizov has moved to Anaheim in this franchise mode. That's kind of nuts. There you go. There's the Brinkat. So Chicago's looking really good. Vegas not as good as Chicago, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the playoffs. I don't want to spoil anything because obviously I already know what happens, but I'm gonna try to react as if I don't. Why am I looking at Anaheim, bro? What am I doing? I wanted to look at Chicago. Yeah, they're looking pretty solid. It's a pretty good team. Defense is not as good as you'd think it would be. Oh, there you go. They got Fleury. I forgot they got Fleury. That's a smart move by Chicago getting Fleury for this year. Come on, Mike. You can find Vegas. You can do it. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Vegas was much better than I thought they were. That's a good team. Wait, that looks better than Chicago, bro. What the hell? Oh, that's why. They have an 84. So Vegas is looking like a very good team. We'll see what we can do against them. We obviously have Yossi who can match their top defenseman, but they have two top defensemen like Yossi. We don't have that yet. Fabro isn't that yet, but so far 1-1, not bad. 2-1, we got a series lead going. I like it. I like a home ice advantage now. Okay, Nashville. Come on, Nashville, finish the job. There we go. Just like that. In 6, we get by the Vegas Golden Knights. What a win. Their first year without Fleury, or no, second year without Fleury. Not so great. Edmonton, why am I not looking at the lines in Edmonton? And I'm regretting that instantly. We lost 10-1 in Game 1. We make Game 2 much closer, but we win 2 in a row here to force a decisive Game 6 here. A decisive Game 6 here. I don't know why I didn't look at Edmonton's lines first, but sorry, not sorry. You already know they have McDavid, they got Draisaitl. Our first line is doing terribly, so let's move Yarncroc up there. Not much we can do about the depth. Defensively, everything's looking good except for that second line. That third unit. There you go. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. All right, here we go. A decisive Game 6. Can the Nashville Predators stay alive? First period, 3-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers. Second period, oh, God. 4-0. Oh, God. 5-1. Duchesne, thanks for trying. Thanks for trying, Matt Duchesne, but they're out shooting us 33-18. Not going to blame UC Saros here. That's just abysmal hockey by the Nashville Predators here. Completely outmatched. 5-on-4 power play. Can we make it look more interesting? We cannot. So, yeah, that's looking like the end of that. I was expecting for so much more. I don't want to give up on the team yet, but 4 goals in 6 minutes is a little unlikely, my guy. Oh my gosh, I didn't give up. Never quit. But that's tough. That's a tough series. You know, we forced a 6-game series against the Edmonton Oilers, who have McDavid and Draisaitl at both 97 or 96 overall. Super high overall in this game. Jesse Puljujarvi had a hat trick. Interesting. That is just brutal. Do I show the lines? I kind of want to show the lines. I guess I don't. Oh, my nephew is screaming upstairs. But Calle Yarncroc has honestly been our best player by a landslide. I mean, Yossi's doing his best, but UC Saros was just absolute garbage. But that last game ruined his stats. So I already know what happens here. I don't want to spoil anything, but so far in the Final Four, you got Chicago, Edmonton, Montreal, and New York Rangers. We are doing a Montreal Canadiens series. If only our Montreal Canadiens team could perform as well as this one is and make the Stanley Cup final already against Chicago. And if you remember in the Montreal Canadiens franchise mode, don't want to spoil too much, so go check it out before I say anything. In our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode, we actually lost to Chicago in one of the Cup finals. Oh my God, Chicago forced 4 games, tied it up at 4. Montreal, oh my God, a decisive Game 7. Will these Montreal Canadiens match us or will they win? They win. The Montreal Canadiens win the Stanley Cup in year number 2, as well as the Laval Rocket. So Montreal winning both trophies. Good for them. We got a lot to learn, Nashville. We got a lot to learn. But that's going to do it for this episode of your Nashville Predators Franchise Mode. As you can see, Washington moved up to the 3rd position in the draft, so good for them. But that's going to do it for this episode of your Nashville Predators Franchise Mode. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. I post every day at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Feel free to check me out on Twitch, SomeLazyGuy09. I try to stream at least 5 days a week. And come the fall, so starting in September, maybe even late August, once I get back from Toronto for my sister's wedding, I'll have a much more serious streaming schedule, a much more consistent streaming schedule. So check me out on Twitch. I also have a Discord where you can ask me anything. You can ask me when I'm going live. That way you get a better timing for that. But anyway, that's going to do it. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace.